Okay, we are going to send 3 tracks from Ableton over to Echoes. So the first thing that we want to make sure is that the 3 loops that we have is that they are all starting and ending at the same loop point. So for instance, in here we have a 4-bar loop, and here we have another 6-bar loop. So 2 6-bar loops, 3 4s, and 2 6s. We want to make sure that we didn't just select an 8-bar loop. Otherwise, when we put them into echoes, it would have had an abrupt ending. So we have our 12-bar loop. We're going to select it and export it. Now that we have created our 3 tracks, now we're going to bring them into echoes and compose with them spatially. So we have our 1 drone here. We're going to create 3 more circles, and we're going to put our 3 tracks into those 3 circles. So let's do that first. And we're going to go to echoes. Here's our existing echo list. So when we click on it, it shows us which one it is by making the dark blue color in the shape. So there's our dragon face. Then let's rename this Dragon Eye. So we want one of our tracks to be playing almost all the time that the other pieces are playing. And then we're going to have another one of them playing half the time. And then, because we want all 3 playing at one point, actually, let's try that. Now let's go back to our echoes. Let's call it synth. And we're going to add a sound element. This is our synth. So our synth is our kind of our bed sound here. While that is uploading, we can go to the next one. I believe this is our bass. We're going to upload a sound element. The arcade. There we go. It's just that easy. We'll just publish change here. Come back to our echoes. Okay, great. Now we can move it out of the way. Come back to our echo list. These are our drums. And again, just this simple to create an echo. Add a sound element. And contact. And now we want all 3 of these tracks to be playing, all 3 of these files to be playing at 73 BPMs. So how do we do that? So we're going to come down here to sync group. We're going to click on sync group. And I created a 100 BPM sync group for the gumball, which was the small one. But we want to have a sync group for 73 BPMs for the 3 large bubbles that we just made. So to do that, we're going to come back to the walk, which is where we can create a global sync group. Come down here and click on add a sync group. Here's our existing 100 BPM sync group. And now we're going to change this to 73 and then add sync group. Publish changes. Now let's come back to our echoes. We have our synth, bass, and our drums, and now we're going to make sure that each one of these elements is on 73, and it's working on a 4-beat cycle. Actually, you know what we want? Do we want 12? Yeah, let's go for 12. Publish change. Come back to our echo list, do the same thing for bass, and then we're going to do the same thing for drums. Come down here to our element, go to the sync group, select 73, publish a change. Come down to the element, and again select 73, publish change. So now let's test this out on, and the way that we can test this out is by going to the app on our phone, and we're able to press the button, or to press location to test to see if they work. So let's do that. Now that we've tested it on our phone and we know that it's working, okay, so now we're going to look at what we can do with each of the zones. So with each element, we have a few options here. So we put the audio file in, and now we can play loop so that whenever anybody walks into the zone, that synth loop is going to keep looping as long as they stay in that circle. Another option is the one shot, so that when they walk into the zone or the echo, it only plays once. And if they walk out halfway through that audio file, or the loop is over, then they only get to hear half of it. And if they walk back in, nothing will happen. So that's the one shot. It only plays once. Now, if you also have play complete, it will only play once, and it will always play to the end. So that means if you walk into the circle, it will trigger the audio file and it will play all the way to the end. So even if you walk outside of the circle, it is still going to be playing. Next, we have spatialization. And because we have a circle and not a polygon, the spatialization is an option for us. if we chose polygon, we would not be able to use spatialization. So with spatialization, when you walk in, it will be quieter as you are around this, as you step into the circumference. And as you walk closer to the center, the sound will get louder. That's spatialization. And of course, you could use spatialization at the same time that you have the loop. So when you walk in, the loop is quieter, and then it will continue to loop. And as you get closer to the center, it gets louder. Now, and then also you have resume, so that if you walk out, let's say you have play loop and resume. So I'm walking into the circle, the zone, and the loop begins and the loop continues, and as soon as I walk out, if I come back in, it will pick up where it left back off. A good use case for this is when it's not just a loop, but a longer piece of audio. Let's say it's a 5-minute speech. So when you walk into it, the speech will begin. You can do different things. Let's say you walk out halfway through, and then you walk someplace else, and then when you come back in, it will pick up from halfway through the speech, 2.5 minutes into a 5-minute speech, and continue. And you can walk out again, let's say at the 4-minute mark, come back in, pick it up at the 4-minute mark, and it continues to the 5-minute mark. Again, if you have the loop on during a 5-minute speech, when the speech is over, the speech would just begin again, and you could keep coming in and out and experiencing that 5-minute speech. But if you turn off the play loop, that will only, even though when you walk in and out, you have the resume button pressed. So when you re-enter, you'll pick up where you left back off. But when it comes to the end of the 5 minutes, that's the end of the 5 minutes. A couple other options that we have here is that you can add fade in. So this is in milliseconds. So if I choose 1000 milliseconds, that means the fade in will be 1 second long. If I wanted the fade out to be 5 seconds long, I would choose 5000 milliseconds. So when you walk into the zone, if you want a nice slow fade in, then you'd put up, let's say 5 seconds. But let's say you wanted to walk out, whenever you walk out, you want it to be abrupt, then you'd go to 0. So you walk in, a nice slow fade in, and at 0 milliseconds, as soon as you step outside, it's automatically